Hi, my name is Denise Dalton, and I'm the Student Services Chair here at Lamont High School. This video is going to give a brief overview of the course selection process for the class of 2029. We are so excited to welcome your students, and we look forward to a very long and happy relationship with you. So our counseling department is made up of 4 counselors, as well as myself and our registrar and counseling department secretary. All the counselors are generalists, which means that they will help your student work through any academic, career, college, social, emotional, any type of issues that face them while they are in high school. The counselor is your go-to and kind of the first place to check in with and address any issues that might be taking place. Our freshmen have a number of core requirements. I know it seems like when the freshmen arrive with us, they have a lot of classes that we tell them that they have to take. However, I always let them know that by the time they get to be seniors, the number of courses that are required versus elective flips. So we have a lot of requirements as freshmen, but by the time they get to be seniors, there are only 3. So as long as kids hang in there with us and are successful, they'll have all the time in the world to take the courses that they want to do to prepare them for college, career, or whatever comes next. So our freshman core requirements are made up of English, math, biology, social studies, a semester of physical education and a semester of health, and then 1 semester of technology concepts. There are honors and AP options for the 4 core academic courses, and we can talk about that in just a moment. Attached to the email that you're going to receive from Lamont High School, you're going to have a list of our placement recommendations. Now, the placement recommendations that we have are based on the standardized scores that have been submitted to us. So the MAP test, the IAR test, some students have a practice ACT or a practice SAT. We have used the same data points for several years, and I think we have a very good handle on what the cuts should be for honors and AP versus our standard courses. However, we know that you know your child best. We are basing it off of standardized testing, and you have known your child for 13 or 14 years. So if you believe that our placement recommendations are incorrect, we have a very simple process that I'll show you at the end. So we trust you. We do encourage you to get teacher input if you think that would be helpful, people that know your child best, but we defer to you. And we recognize that our, looking at a number is not the same as looking at a student. So outside of those required courses that I mentioned earlier, we do have some other courses that are strongly recommended. So if a student's math placement test is at our typical college prep range, however, we believe that they could benefit from some additional support, we have a class called the Math 1 Lab. So with Math 1 Lab, students will take the traditional Math 1 course on perhaps a G day, and on the next day, which is our B day, student would take Math 1 Lab. So it gives them daily repetition, daily instruction of the Math 1 and the Math 1 content. So it's they get 2 math credits for doing so during the school year. They do have math every day, and it's been beneficial for our students who just need a little bit of extra base of the foundation. So something that's an opportunity for our students. Our students who perhaps struggle with reading are recommended for a critical reading course. And then we also may have suggested a class called Freshman Academy. Freshman Academy is a course that helps students get a little bit more organized and used to the rigors of high school. We teach some executive functioning skills. We provide tutoring opportunities. And if students have a need for extra time to finish a test, they can often do that in the Freshman Academy class. The teacher will work with the classroom teachers to make sure that the work is completed and sent back. So those are the 3 support classes that we offer. Again, those might be recommended on your placement form. If you want to enroll your child in those classes and they were not recommended for you, they are welcome. If you would like to waive those, that's also an option for you. So we also strongly recommend for students who are planning on going to college, we recommend world language and fine arts, or fine arts. Not every college requires world language for admission. Many colleges will allow a student to substitute 2 years of focused study in one specific area. So maybe 2 credits of art, 2 credits of family and consumer science, 2 credits of industrial technology. That can take the place of a world language requirement for admissions. It depends on the college. There are some schools that do require 2 years of world language for admission. So we try to tell students, if they are planning on going to a 4-year school after college or after high school, you might want to start with Spanish 1, French 1, or ASL 1 in your freshman year. Students can certainly start that their sophomore year. So if they're not quite ready For world language study, they can wait until sophomore year and junior year, or even junior year and senior year, and still meet that requirement. But fine arts is another way that you can meet that concentrated study requirement at a lot of universities. So we encourage our students to take either of those as electives, but again, there are many opportunities for students to earn those credits in the future. Our students who are involved in the band program will register for concert band for the entire year, as well as marching band for first semester. So our band program meets from 11 until 12:30 each day. So they have it every day first semester, but just one day second semester. So if your child was recommended for any of those support classes, we can work with you and work with your student and possibly move health class or even human geography till the sophomore year, so that the way the students have time to take band as well as the courses that we think they would be successful. So if you can talk to the counselor if you have any questions about that, but band does take up 1.5 credits of the elective options. Students who are involved in color guard only, so they don't play an instrument, they are just involved in the color guard, those students would sign up only for marching band, which is a half credit. Also, band students are eligible to take a 9th credit by taking jazz band, and that's an early bird class, so it meets at 7 o'clock each day. Students do need to have their own transportation, but it is a way for students to get an additional credit and have additional performance opportunities. When students are selecting their courses, we want them to meet their graduation requirements. We want them to be placed at a level where they can be successful, and we want to make sure that they're going to have opportunities to have fun. So we understand that we tell them that they have to take perhaps 5.5 or 6.5 or 7 classes. We want to balance that out where we can with things that students find to be enjoyable. So we have a variety of elective options that we'll go through in a moment, but we want them to be able to have those fun classes so that way they want to come to school, they want to be successful, and they can build that solid foundation as a freshman. Freshman year is a huge transition year, as I'm sure you know. We want students to balance their academic challenges as well as their extracurricular. So we want students to be involved both in the classroom and outside. We have so many opportunities for athletics and activities. So we want students to make choices that aren't going to overwhelm them so that they're doing homework for 4 hours a night and don't have time to participate in the other school programming. As students become freshmen, they're going to have extra expectations at home, I would think. Possibly additional chores, responsibilities, taking care of younger siblings and things like that. So we want to make sure that students have a schedule that's workable, so that way they can still be involved in the home, be involved in school, clubs and activities, and still be successful in their classes. So, it's trying to find that balance. And again, you as the parent and guardian know best what that balance would be. So our course selection process, I'm going to explain this in 2 different ways. One is for students who do not attend District 113A. When you receive your placement document, the body of the email is going to explain the process again, and then there's going to be an attachment to the email that has your students' specific course recommendations. So it's a PDF of a document that has the levels that we've recommended, and then an explanation for the elective choices. So students who do not attend 113A, your email and your PDF will include a link to this webpage where you will fill out what electives your child wants to take, if you want to waiver the placement recommendations or anything like that. So this is a fairly simple form, just giving us a little bit of information and then asking what courses you would like to enroll for next year. So we'll take the information from that Google form, we'll put that into Skyward, and we will get those course requests processed. If there's any issues, sometimes we have classes that aren't able to run because we don't have enough student interest. Sometimes there's 2 elective courses that meet only once and it's at the exact same time and students aren't able to attend both classes. Sometimes there's issues of in other ways. So counselors will communicate any issues with you later in the spring, and then schedules will be available around August 7th. Students who do attend District 113A, the counselors are coming to Old Quarry Middle School on Friday, February 7th, to explain the elective process, and they're going to do a different registration process. They are going to have a form with them that looks just like this, where the students will be able to make their elective choices. You can find a sample of this form on the school website, so you can download it and even print it out at home and have your child bring it with them. But the counselors will be there and they're going to be kicking it old school. and doing a paper process with the students that attend Old Quarry Middle School. So the course selection process is still there for you if you want to fill out a waiver of our placement recommendations. So both 113A and non-113A families have access to this form, either for the waiver process or for the elective selections. So I keep doing that. So I think I've covered everything when it comes to the course selection forms. If you have any questions, certainly let us know. You can find more information by going to our school website, and under Student Services, there's a tab for course selection, and it has all sorts of information about our course materials. You can download that course selection form if you want to take a look at it. There's videos for the upperclassmen if you wanted to see those. Our Program of Studies book can be found here. This gives a description of each of our courses. It takes a moment to load, but you can go by department or you can download the entire booklet and take a look at those things. So if there's a question about what the difference is between the English 1 and the English 1 Honors, you can find that information here. The list of elective courses, this is just what opportunities are available for different students at the different grade levels. And then the physical education waiver form is something for juniors and seniors. So if you look at our counseling staff, you just put some names with faces. These are our counselors and the students to which they are assigned. So those are the faces that you get to know over the next 4 years as we bring your student from the introduction at freshman year all the way till graduation in 2029. So I appreciate your time and attention. I know it's a great deal of information, and I know that I speak rather quickly. So if you have any questions, please reach out to your child's counselor. We look forward to working with you, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks.